This is the awkward silence whilst people arrive into the lounge. This is your about 4.5 minute preparatory warning before we get going on this next snack. It's the preamble, the pre-broadcast broadcast. Whilst everyone is getting used to the loss of an hour. We still had a really good turnout this morning for the breakfast movement snack. A few different names. We caught some early worms, I think, this morning. I'm coming live from the lounge again today. We tried this yesterday. I think the Wi-Fi is going to be okay. Hopefully. If not, I can dash through to the dining room. Where are you in the world? Let me know. Scotland's in. Northumberland is in. I understand I've been competing with Desert Island Discs today, which here in the UK is a radio programme on one of our national channels. So I've had some stiff competition from BBC Radio 2, I think. 2? I think so. Italy's arrived. Good afternoon, Italy. Thanks for joining us. Wales. Hello, Wales. Who's lamenting the loss of that hour? Or who's happy that we're going to have some brighter mornings? Just while you're arriving in and getting settled, just to start to get you thinking about why we're here. This morning after the morning movement snack, I just mentioned to maybe crowbar in some jockey lifts out of the chair or some sit to stands. Try not to sit for long periods, break up that time. Hopefully a few extra sit to stands are coming, and coming perhaps a little bit stronger. Lots of focus during these movement snacks around getting out of a chair, trying to strengthen the legs for this really functional movement. We want to do more than that if possible, if we can, if it's right for you, not only to get you out of the chair, not only to get up, but to move, to go somewhere. So for that reason, I've got an extra one on the menu. A new one on the menu, on the lunchtime menu. I think it's about a 2-minute warning, I think. And we've still got new members joining us, still coming in. There was a big influx this morning after the breakfast session. So I want to keep reminding that many of the movements that I'm going through are in this active calendar, which gives us a different movement each month to focus on. What I'm doing is packaging that up into 10-minute sections, and it is about movement, moving more frequently or more effectively throughout our day. And these movement minutes that we're accumulating are in addition to anything else you're doing. This calendar is available from the Later Life training shop, and it's now also available as a free download. So if you have access to a printer, or you can print it for someone, it really serves to provide an additional prompt, perhaps. You can see the little movements there and the key points, and the aim is to support you when in between these snacks when I'm not here. Hello, all the what's becoming our regulars. Nice to see the regulars, and I don't think there's been a session yet that we haven't had new people joining. Great. I'm keeping my tally. Here's my tally chart. Look. Clocking up the minutes. We're going to go. Let's prepare to move. Ready, steady? Good afternoon. My name is Bex Townley from Later Life Training. We're going to spend the next 10 minutes moving. And hopefully you've started to feel, if you've been with us regularly, that there's a very set kind of specific recommended routine to moving a little bit more. So we start with the right position for us, whether it's sit or whether it's stand, you choose. A little bit of circulation boosting, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, just to prepare us, boost the circulation and get us ready for mobility. So pick your position. I'm back in the lounge today because actually moving out of a big squashy chair can be quite hard work, but there's some added value that we can get from that as well. And I want to try and link in with that and start to think about wrist strength, start to think a little bit more about some strength in the upper body. That's kind of what I want to feed into this session. Pick your position, sit or stand. If you're standing, if you're happy to stand without external support, pick your position. If you prefer to have some confidence, fingertip touch on, something stable that's not going to move, or a wall, or just close to without touching a wall. So our optimum position is it feels comfortable for you, you're balanced, feet are even, chest is open, and if you're happy to in stand, we can start to take this circulation boosting march. Remember, generated from the feet and ankles, so it's all about the feet. In seated, if you're in a squashy chair, give yourself a little pull up to this upright position and then transfer the weight, shift the weights, and you can also have a little bit of push through the arms here to get your backside slightly forward so that you can do the work. Your postural muscles here can support you rather than the big sofa. So let's start to, again, from the ankles, trying to articulate the feet. What we're trying to avoid here, just perhaps my help, is this. Trying to avoid that to really optimise and utilise ankles and feet. We need ankles and feet to walk. If you feel a little bit squeezed because your sofa might be quite low and you might be quite tall, here's an alternative, just to take your time to lengthen the leg and replace it firmly each time. Keeping this lifted posture, or you may want to continue to support yourself, that's okay as well. It's quite hard to maintain posture in a squidgy chair that's probably sloping back, so you have to work quite hard here. Let's bring in some relaxed arms, tucking the elbows in, or you can take a supported position here on the arms, and the same in stand. Hands on if you need, without if you're happy. Just a little circulation boosting. If you're happy in stand, let's go into our toe taps as well if you're happy to. Pick up your support if you need, or turn to face, or use the wall. And in seated, that toe tap looks like this. Keep it fairly small, really trying to get the toes down first. Supporting here if you need. And at any time, if you just need to take a pause and a pit stop, that's okay. Come back in when you're ready. So that little period there boosts the circulation, and now we're just going to do some mobility from our morning routine. Let me come up close here. So this is up, back and down, lift and open, feel each one, pause after each one, lift and open again. So we're just going to take 2 of these mobility movements from our morning routine just to help prepare us for the strength activities we're going to do. In seated it's the same, maybe hands on thighs just to stop us dangling, and it offers a little bit more support. Perhaps we'll get a little bit more movement if the hands are supported. Trunk twist. In seated, feet flat, equal weight across the buttocks. It's a slow turn and then it comes straight back again. It's just a range of motion that's comfortable for you. If you like to bring in the arms, they can help guide that, but it also brings in the functionality of this movement. Pause in the middle of you if you want to. If we do need to turn, it's probably because we need to do something with our arms. In standing, support options are the same, a little bit wider in stand. This will help with balance, and take the turn and then come straight back round. Same on the other side. Keep the length in the middle, try to keep the hips a little bit firm. We're trying to improve this turning action that we need pretty much all activities of daily living, if we need to turn and lift and carry or seatbelts on, etc. Okay, that's got us ready. It's got the movement juices ready for a little bit more focus now on these strength activities. Sit to stand or chair rise, knee bends and heel raises. Let's see if we can incorporate those three. So from a sofa, you may be a little bit lower, so this may mean it's harder. All right, so feet, heels back and down. This will make it easier to stand. Make sure you're forward. So our options are the power up to full stand, get your balance and sit with control. You might find that as you start to lower, you have this little kind of heavy landing, and that's because we're not quite strong enough at that bit. So power up to stand, stick your backside out, keep your chest lifted, your heels stay down, try and hold on to it. If you feel that the last bit becomes a little bit quicker, that's usual, and over time you'll get more strength and more control. If you are not quite ready for that full stand, remember we've got the jockey lift, so in the chair we kind of have this recoil thing coming on from the cushion, so it almost guides us back to sit. So it's a drive, it's a push and a lower. If you want to, you can start to have a little bit of assist with that. We really want to strengthen legs, but I also want to talk about the value of this. So this little push through is offering some strength activity through wrist and through our upper body. So for today, just feel how you can use arms and legs on this one, and then try some without the arms, and just feel the difference when we start to distribute the load across the arms and the legs. If you can get one good stand today, but that's it. Let's try to optimize that whilst we're up. So get your power up, get your balance, a few steps if you need, come round to some support, stand upright fully, and now we can start to strengthen the kind of top end of the movement with these knee bends. Now anything in standing is going to start to challenge our balance to a greater or lesser degree for many, many different reasons. Pick up some support, pick a range of motion that's comfortable for you, stand all the way up. I don't really want you to challenge your balance, I want you to just get that strength action of the knees and the hips. But if you are confident to take hands away, that's okay. Leave them behind. We can add something to this. We've been doing the heel raises in these days. If I just roll these up so you can see. If you want to, you can take the knee bend, the stand, and the heel raise, and the controlled lower. One more time, the knee bend, the stand, the push up, and the controlled lower. Now in seated, you can do exactly the same. Here we go. Seated, it could look like this. I could take the jockey lift, control, heel raise, and lower. Try again. So I've got my initial push, control, squeeze the heels right up onto the balls of the feet, and lower. Good. Once, if it's your first time, 3 times to get to feel. 5, 6, 7 times would be great. And you can start to crowbar these into your day. Here are 2 new movements, I think, I hope. Actually, no, I lied, because we've done this one before. Ankle strengthener. Have you got a cushion? Something like this. So we've done lots of focus on this action of the feet, where it goes forwards and back. This flex down and this extend back. Extend and flex. What about when we walk on uneven surfaces and we need our ankles to also move outwards and inwards? That's what this one is about. Cushion between the knees. This helps fix the position. Always upright. Just turn the toes in slightly, and then I sweep my feet out, sweep in, and inwards and upwards. So it's like your little toe is coming out and up to the sides. Now, it's okay, this movement might be quite small, and this is quite usual, but you'll start to feel and also see that how much range of motion you have with that. So have a go at those ankle strengtheners throughout the day. This is the new one I want to add in. This is just a flannel, look. And I'm going to make it like that. Okay, so we're going to just grip here. So the hands and the fingers are aligned, and this is released, just relaxed position. We're just going to rehearse, squeeze, and then fully release. Shoulders are relaxed, elbows are down, squeeze. And you can see my hands are stacked, just a squeeze and a release. If you can, take a squeeze and then just it's like you're bringing the wrists together. It's not like you're wringing out a cloth. That's not what this is. It's a squeeze. I always keep my wrists firm, and I bring that the wrist round like so. What we're trying to do here is get some grip strength, but also some strength in the wrists. Because if you look in the active calendar, if you have one, and if you have a look at April's movement, it starts to consider wrists and upper body strength. And this is why in our three-dimensional movements, I've been asking you to focus on these wrist actions as well. I have a cunning plan, all this stuff links. Okay, I think that's it. Brilliant, done. We did circ boost, we did shoulder mobility, trunk mobility, some sit to stands or some jockey lifts, we did some knee bends and some heel raises, some ankle strength and now some wrist strength, all in maybe 12 minutes. Thank you very much. See you tonight at 4 o'clock for movement snack number 3 of day 7, and tomorrow is our 7-day anniversary, so tomorrow we can all say happy anniversary for 1 week of moving more. Keep on moving, every movement counts. See you at 4. Thank you so much. Bye bye.